feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Woo-wee, bruh. Throwback Thursday came in with a bang from way downtown. I'm AJ Jones. It's Throwback Thursday on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. My intern tells me we're going to be up on Fire TV later today. And, bruh, this Throwback Thursday is so intense with so much going on. I had to pull out the nondescript blue cup with nondescript blue drink in it.
Oh,
bro, they don't sponsor the show, so I'll show the back of the bottle.
Yeah, it ain't purple. Like drink.
Bruh, I don't know what I want to drink today. I got some of that too, just in case. Man, what the heck? Don't people just go to bed at night? Why are we getting major news media dumps at 9:00 last night about grown folk business? Oh, I'm sorry. This is Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the show as he normally does. And I'm so glad it's you, man, because I don't know if I can break this down with anybody else.
Give me a minute, AJ. I'm thinking of declassifying the news about Ime Udoka. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. I want to declassify that news. Hold on.
My
bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh,
you leave your I don't even know what you got. He's the underground president, I understand. Like he's the president, but not really. Like he the acting president behind the scenes where ain't nobody looking. Like what the hell?
Well, let's ask Aaron Rodgers that. Oh, my bad.
Oh,
my bad on that too.
I just call him Drama King, and
you see where I'm going. You see how I feel today, brother. You see where I'm at. My mindset is at.
Bro, load it. You feel me? Load it. Pull it back. Let's go.
Why is this news? Why is it our news? Okay. I read it before it got on here. TMZ said it. So specifically is against the Boston Celtics organization, HR, whatever, it's in their rules about relationships within the staff. Okay. And it's worthy of a 1-year suspension, reportedly. It may not be that, but for a consensual, intimate relationship between coach and a member of the staff. That's between him, that person, and
their families.
And I'm going to be petty for a second. Hey,
I'm
Nia.
not going with you, but before you say
Nia. I'm here for you, Nia.
I'm not going with you. I'm not going with you because I'm gonna say the same thing. And y'all say I'm going to say the same thing that I said about Tom Brady. And y'all excuse me for any children that are watching, for folks who know me as Pastor Jones. Excuse me. It is none of our damn business.
Correct.
It is none of our damn business. People want to make a story out of where Tom Brady went for 11 days, and then they want to break the story that Giselle ain't living in the house, and they want to break. It's none of our damn business because I don't know who's living in your house. I don't know what you're doing with your wife or your husband.
And I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
And I don't. So while I get that it's a corporate rule, I don't know what's happening with the executive of Exxon right now. I don't know what's happening with the executive of GE, Home Depot.
And
I don't know which rules they're breaking. I don't know what their executive staff is doing and what's happening to them. I don't normally quote him. I wish I could play the clip, but we live on too many networks right now for me to play the clip and get away with it, because normally I don't care. I give credit to the outlet and what have you. But I don't normally agree with Stephen A. Smith, but I agree with him on this one. This feels like an inside job. This feels like somebody from Boston got in their feelings, feels like they should be in a different position that they're in, and decided to leak this information. What's interesting is that the Celtics have not gotten in front of it.
Yes.
What's interesting is, do you have a current statement from the official Boston Celtics? Okay.
Not as of being on this show 6 minutes ago. Nope.
I'm looking for my. I don't need an intern to tell me. I'm not waiting for anybody. I got it pulled up myself, and I'm refreshing the page every chance I get. And there's no, which tells me somebody in the green and white or gold or whatever you want to put on it has a problem. And they decided to out this man and eventually will out this woman for what I don't know.
And Woj,
go ahead. I got to hit the cup.
Yeah, Woj breaking the news last night with the graphic and all. Why are you reporting this? This I don't care about who people are spending time with. I don't want to know about their business because I don't want anybody to know about my business.
Bro.
So,
and watch this. I don't want to know about their business, period.
Yes.
Whether people get into my business or not, I don't want to know about their business. I just don't. This is not news. It's tabloid stuff, and TMZ getting in it. That's what they do.
Right.
That's what they do. The whole Nia Long thing. Let me just say this, and I'm not trying to earn strokes with women, because believe me when I say I'm good. I'm good. When I tell you I'm good, I'm good. I don't care if it was Nia Long or Thea Long. Whoever didn't deserve to be pulled into this or find out about this from Adrian Wojnarowski.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, this is life, people, and it's their lives. And man, I love technology. I love social media. I love, that we got phones that we can carry. I'm from the old school. We had that long cord, and you could take it to almost anywhere in the house. But Mama knew if you was on that phone because that cord was under your door. I'm glad we got phones we can take everywhere with us. But that doesn't make stuff news. And I do, man. I'm serious when I say I'm concerned about everybody involved. Everybody involved. And I'm talking about the family members that we don't know, named Nia Long.
It's just, when I saw the tweet, I was like, okay, why are you reporting this? I don't care. So what? Media day starts Monday. That's what I care about.
We'll be asking questions of the Houston Rockets on Monday, and we will not be asking Stephen Silas if he's having an intimate affair, consensual affair with a staffer. We're not going to be asking that.
Yeah, I don't care. You and I have been around this a long time. Heard stuff, know stuff, and we ain't never going to publicize because it ain't nobody's business. I don't care about this. I mean, why is this? Come on, Woj. Why?
For Keith Hennick, Doc, it ain't potato juice and Listerine. It is not I'm not baking my chicken, frying my chicken in Listerine. So I'm sorry. What is
NyQuil? What is it? NyQuil?
Yeah,
Was that a TikTok? What was that about?
I didn't need the CDC to tell me not to do that.
Man, this is where we are in society. We're so desperate for clicks. And see, this is where I think, I'm not speaking for you, brother.
Yep.
I think where media continues to lose credibility when you report stuff like this, like it's news. I don't care about this. And for a man who is known for his Woj bombs pertaining to the basketball news, rumors, all those things, to dip his toe into the personal lives of some folks, why? And if ESPN is telling him to start doing stuff like this, come on, people. This is why y'all don't have respect of a lot of folks now, because of stuff like this.
I got to take a break. When we come back, man, I got to get on Espen. I got to go to the mothership, not the motherland, but the mothership.
No. Yeah.
We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, and we'll be later on Fire TV. And a big shout out to BS3 Network. We'll let you know more about them in just a second.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, we back on the show, and that first commercial was no pun intended. For those who followed the show, that is a legit show on the BS3 network. I meant no insensitivity with the situation going on. Todd, Malcolm, please feel free to call in 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. He says, I hear you. Let me put this up. He says, I hear you. But then why is Tom Brady's marital issue being publicized? I got a lot to say on this. Let me know if I can call in. Yeah, you got the number, Todd. Go ahead and call in. What I've said, Tom Brady's situation is not my business either. I said that off the jump, and I've stuck to that. I am not going to speculate. If Tom Brady calls me and says, hey, listen, this is what I want to know. It's like, okay, I know it. I'm not reporting it. It's not my business.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm not one of those. I guess they're insiders. Is that what the term is called? Hell, if I haven't been an insider up to now, don't make me one now.
Insiders, influencers, both, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an insider if it means doing this.
Yeah, no. That ain't what I want to be on. Now, if you need me to counsel you, if you need me to listen to the both of y'all, help work that out, then I'm licensed and certified in that. So let me get on Espen. Where's the Brett Favre story? Where's the Brett Favre? And I don't want to hear on Outside the Lines. I want to hear every hour on the hour when one of the new shows comes on. Top it off with what's going on with Brett Favre, because there is some breaking news in that story, but it seems to be behind grown folks' marital issues. So let me get to the breaking news on that story. Here we go. Come on. Okay, here we go. The former head of Mississippi's welfare agency entered into a plea agreement with federal and state prosecutors, a huge turn in the scandal that could spell trouble for Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. I got it blocked. Let me unblock it because I wanted to focus on my guy. Call back, Todd. We'll get you on. We'll get you on. Let me turn the thing up so we can get Todd in here. We don't like to block our listeners out, but Brett Favre may be in some trouble. Why are we not reporting that? Great question. Why is that one off limits? And I don't want to hear this crap. Ooh, I almost cuss. Yeah. I don't want to hear this crap about he's no longer a prominent person in the NFL, and I'm not one to compare it to other stuff. Folks wanted to compare it to Michael Vick and Colin Kaepernick and Deshaun Watson. I don't have to do that. I'm trying not to cuss today. This stuff is bad enough by itself. We got Todd Malcolm on the phone line with us now. Todd, longtime a viewer of the Lunch Break, listener, and used to be my brother, but he done changed his ways. He don't even fool with me no more. Todd, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, Todd. You said you had a lot that you want to say about this. Go ahead, get it in.
I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated where we are in society and I agree. I think what you guys are saying is the stuff in personal lives, you don't think that should be made public. That's not stuff to report on, like people's marriage and stuff like that. Is that fair to say?
Yep, that's fair to say.
And I agree. So that's why I brought up Tom Brady. I didn't bring up Tom Brady because he's white. I brought it up because, what does his marriage have to do with him being a football player?
Right.
That's not a scandal, right? That's not an alleged crime he's committed. He may be having some marital issues. I don't look at that as, maybe I'm not in the media, so I can't speculate that, but a lot of people do have more interest in drama, right, of maybe going on in someone's life than maybe what they would consider a boring story of him working out this morning.
Right.
Or we're preparing for the Packers this weekend.
Right, but Todd, now, we just gonna get to it. You grew up in a black family. You grew up in a black family. Did you ever hear the expression, if your friends jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off the bridge too?
Right. I hear you.
So just because somebody else reports it and the insiders make a big deal about it, don't mean that I need to jump on the band. We've talked about that many times. If somebody else is covering something pretty good, I don't need to cover it. I don't need to jump on it. I can focus on the things that are not being covered.
I don't think you guys have a problem of reporting or covering if he gets suspended, correct?
No, I mean, that's news. I don't have to go into all the A through Z's of why he got suspended and what it means for he and Nia Long and what it means for the person that he was involved with and her potential spouse or significant other. So we don't have to go into all the minutia to report facts. Right.
So, but let me ask you this. Here's the part, and you were talking about ESPN a minute ago. I don't know if you were going into this, but I want to ask your opinion on this, right? So I saw a clip of Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. You may have seen the same clip, right?
Yep.
So he was talking about Udoka, and then he brings in white people into the equation, right? And his stance was, there's been plenty of white people doing the same thing. dirty laundry aired out, right?
Yep.
And my question is, what does that have to do? Well, first of all, I don't disagree that every white person has never got their dirty laundry aired out, because when Brett Favre was messaging a massage therapist, we all know about it, right? So my question is, why is it sometimes when we're talking about one human being that's alleged to have done something, we try to bring up another person that's done wrongdoing to make this other person we're talking about potentially look less bad? Why do we do that?
That's one of those things that I can't speak to. I don't know why Stephen A. Smith went in that direction. Just because he did doesn't mean that there's no truth to it, and it's not an all or nothing. I know that there are other people that are guilty of the same thing, and there are rules on their organization's books that say that is not that's not something that you can do, and it has the punishment involved. What he was going to, or I guess he brought in addition to that, was the fact that this was something that was probably leaked from inside the Boston organization. And Boston is a very proud organization that talks about being family, talks about handling things from within, and they clearly have not done that with this. So, again, I can't speak to why he went in that direction. I can't speak to why people use other people as an example. I call it whataboutism. Multiple things can be true at the same time and have nothing to do with one another.
Chris, you want to add something? I don't want to feel like just me and AJ talking.
No, I was about to mention it. Whataboutism. A lot of folks do that to try to make them, the person that they like, less at fault.
Yeah.
When they call saying, "What about so and so?"
Yeah. Remember, Todd, we were on the radio station, and Colin Kaepernick had first, it had just started. Nothing. He was still with San Francisco. It just started. And Trent Dilfer went on and brought up all these other causes that in his mind were more important than the causes that Colin Kaepernick felt important. And I lit into Trent Dilfer, because you don't have to put him down to build your other stuff up. People, to me, don't get to set the agenda. And that's what I want to get back on Espen. There's a lot of people, and I'm calling them inappropriately for a reason. There are a lot of people that feel like they set the narrative. People were asking about, well, who did Udoka have the affair with? And some folks said that they posted previously, and they were like, well, Espen is not covering it. Espen does not set the narrative, or should not have the power to set the narrative for everything sports related, let alone anything personal that is not sports related. And that's the kind of power we got to take back.
Yeah, so I don't know how the Udoka situation, will play out. Like I said, I'm not in the media like you guys, but I think the speculative journalism is dangerous, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But it seems like everybody wants to get ahead of, the news, right? So my question is, if the Celtics did leak it, did they leak it because they're trying to find a way to fire him ultimately?
I don't think so. And let me tell you what, they could just fire him.
Right.
They could fire him for cause right now. And apparently there's a report that he even wanted to resign. And they said, no, here's what's going to happen, or here's supposedly a statement's coming later today on the punishment and what the organization has planned. So, but again, they could just fire him right now for cause.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know in situations like this, from an organizational point of view, what's the right punishment, the appropriate punishment. But my point, thing I was calling in about, where I talked about it, I just wish we could stay on topic of, I think we can have two separate conversations. One about Brett Favre, right? Once we know exactly all the facts, if we do already. And then you can have a separate conversation on Udoka, but you don't have to blend the two. You know what I mean? Like what Brett Favre allegedly did with the $5 million, if that's true, whatever the course of punishment is, that hopefully that's served, right?
Yeah, and not to cut you off, Todd. The reason why I blended the two is because if ESPN is going to set the narrative, if they're going to set the agenda on what we talk about, I got a few suggestions, and I want to know more about this Brett Favre thing and less about somebody's marital problems.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, so how do you? I know, Kris, you follow basketball. How do you? I know there was wasn't there a GM for the Timberwolves that got in something? I think his last name Rosas.
Somebody we know very well, Gershon Rosas.
Gershon Rosas, yep. Uh-huh.
So is there already kind of a precedent if something happens like this on an NBA team, if it's true of how it's handled?
Kris, I'll let you answer, but to my knowledge, each organization has their own internal rules on how they handle inter-employee relationships.
And Gershon is no longer with the Timberwolves. I think he's now a consultant with the Knicks. But one of the things that Gershon and the other person did, they did it in public. They were seen at sporting events, in the team suites. So folks began to ask a lot of questions about it because it was right there for everybody to see who was in the building. So, but yeah, he's no longer with Minnesota, and he's, I think, with the Knicks now in some capacity, if not official capacity. But Minnesota nipped that in the bud as best they could. But my gosh, I've known Gershon since he was at UH a long, long time ago.
Yep.
So I was surprised, disappointed by all those things. But even that, if I would have known about it, I wouldn't have reported it. But the thing was, they did it in public. At games, at events. So Minnesota had to do something.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's just I do agree with the bigger point. I don't know. It just seems it's more tabloid journalism, right?
Right. Yes. Right. Exactly.
And we'll never know probably all that other stuff that lays happen is true or not true. But I don't know. It's like social media is an interesting place to be on because you can get a really good pulse of how really people feel about things. But that was what made me want to call in, is that just and I've said this for a long time. It's like if we do something wrong, if we've done, and Udoka's not doing this. I haven't heard him speak, bringing up, Brett Favre or somebody else, but I've just been fascinated recently of why we bring up, it'd be like me let me give an example. It'd be like me robbing a bank, right?
Yep.
And then and the judge sentences me to 10 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I find another case in Minnesota where another gentleman robbed a bank, right? He gets a year. And I tell the judge, well, I want the year, you know what I mean? Like the guy in Minnesota. And almost like it's absolving that I robbed the bank.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so what I'm saying is, like I said, when I'm talking about keeping the conversation separate, I'm not saying there's an unfair bias towards one group or the other. I know that does exist.
Yep.
But it doesn't absolve one side. And when people are bringing up Brett Favre, I'm just using that as one example.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they can both be wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And the coverage of it may be not fair, but me bringing up another person's wrongdoing, it doesn't change if I'm in the wrong too. That doesn't absolve it.
In the psychological world, that's called deflection. It's called deflection, and people do it almost subconsciously because they've done it for so long, so well. So I get it. I appreciate you as always, Todd. Always good to have you on the show, man. You be safe. Tell the family that we said hello.
Okay, appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Here, Todd. Thank you.
All right. Todd Malcolm truly has been following this show for a long, long time. So whenever I can get him in, I do. But he brings up some good points. And again, I don't need to defend myself. The reason why I'm bringing up the whole Brett Favre thing is if ESPN is going to set the agenda and everybody goes by what they're talking about as if it ain't real until they talk about it. Well, let me help you out. Obviously, your producers and directors and all that aren't hitting the hot stuff. Maybe they don't know that a former NFL Hall of Fame quarterback stole several $1 million intended for poor people. And I don't give a damn if he's playing now or currently. I don't care what anybody else got suspended. That's news, and I want to know what's going on with it.
Yep. And I got to blame Espen. And let me pull it up. Or as our man Willie says, FTQO. If they're making Woj now report on stuff like this, Woj, he's becoming TMZ.
Right.
And if that's what he wants to do, man, keep casting those checks. But that's not what I want. I don't want to work for an employer to tell me I got to dip into folks' private lives.
That's why I do what I do, bro. That's why I stayed at the radio station family that I was at for so long. That's why after 40 years, if certain networks call me, I'm not doing it. Yeah. I don't care about the money. And I know people, whatever. Again, you're not me. You're not. I got to sleep at night. I got to look my children in the face and be able to tell them daddy did the right thing today. And if I can't do that, damn the money.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not taking that money with me when I die, but what I do here determines where I go in my faith.
Correct. And I'm with you on that because, the Houston Roundball Review is a one-person entity. Okay. And I branched out with my youngsters like Andy and James, and my colleague Will help me out. You help me grow and expand AD more as well.
Right. Family.
But at the end of the day, Houston Roundball Review is Kris Gardner. I've had other folks, man, you got to work with so-and-so, so-and-so. Yeah, but if they don't want me to change and do stuff that I don't want to do, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay being me. And if that means I miss out on a $100,000 contract, salary, whatever, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm still here.
Bro, there are a few people that still have principles. I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm talking up to the people that need.
Yes.
There are some people out here that still have principles, have some integrity in their profession and in their lives. Listen, I go home and I'm just daddy.
Yeah.
I'm just me. But hear me when I say what I do out here in front of this camera and all these networks, what I do in those locker rooms, what I do on the field, what I did when I was down in Harriman, Tennessee. I'm sorry. My folks from Darrell, Louisiana, my grandmother told me, you don't go out there and act like you ain't got no people that raised you better than that.
Preach. Yep.
So I'm sorry. It might not mean much to you. You might not have integrity in your family. You might not have any respect for your namesake. I got respect for mine. My ancestors will be proud of me, not ashamed of me.
And let me toss this out, brother. What do you think players, coaches, how they look at Woj now? Do you think look at him differently now?
Let me just say this. If you weren't suspect of him before now, well, baby, you're late.
Yeah.
But the party ain't over.
Yeah.
The party ain't over. And again, I'm not going to just put it on him.
Oh, it's not on him because he works for somebody.
That's my point. If he said something or did something that they didn't okay, we would have that apology right about now.
Yes.
So again, suspect one, suspect a whole bunch of ones.
Because I just pulled up one of the Boston beat writers. No comments. Nothing about this. Another one. No comments about this. Let Boston, the Celtics put out a release about this. And when they do, we can go from there. But until then, I don't care about this stuff, man.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Let's go talk about, I got to get to Robert Sarver when we come back.
That's going to be different.
On the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you got a Roku streaming device, check out this network.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, back on the lunch break. Throwback Thursday, powered by JM&E. Got my brother Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, at the HR Review. Be sure to check him out. Be sure to follow him. Quality work, good dude, good brother. One of my best and favorite. All right, man. Robert Sarver said he was hoping to be able to have an environment where he can get his stuff out of the way of the teams that he and so many people love, and he'd be able to, get himself together and have some acts of contrition and, be able to learn from his mistakes and then be able to come back in a year. But this dang on unforgiving culture that we live in.
Yeah.
Won't let him do that. To the point where poor little Robert Sarver, poor little Tink Tink, got to sell his $1.8 billion team. Now, does that 1.8 include the Mercury?
I'm sure it does. Yeah, because they can be worth a lot.
Yeah, $1.8 billion franchises. And, again, this unforgiving culture that we live in is just does not let him be great. He knows he shouldn't have said the N-word, whether he was repeating what other people say. He has seen the error of his ways. He just needed a good year to kind of get it right. But the unforgiving culture has seeped into his mansion, has seeped into his fine luxury cars, has seeped into his fancy suits and a couple of $100 shirts. And now he just can't even focus on basketball no more. He got to sell. And it's all of us unforgivers. It's all our fault. Talk to me, Kris. Talk to me. Come and talk to me.
Yep. Poor Robert Sarver is going to profit from the sale of the Suns and the Mercury. Poor Robert Sarver. Yep. That unforgiving culture gonna make $2.5-3 billion out of this sale. Boy, what
bought the team for $400,000. I'm sorry, $400 million.
Yeah.
Right? $400 million. And the team is now worth $1.8 billion. Flip this team needs to be a show. Not flip this house, not flip this block, but flip this team needs to be a show. Because Doc, here we go.
And I read the report, I guess. This man never grew up. I mean, he sounded like a high school kid or a frat brother or something, a college kid. Like, man, I mean, the stuff you're doing, you're supposed to be a grown man. I must have said something else part of that grown man. But anyway, but he's about to fall up. Be out of, sell a team may take a few months, make a profit. But the NBA's bylaws, rules, guidelines, Adam Silver's press conference last week was a disaster. But based on the guidelines, he can do much else.
Right.
The fines with the fine, suspension. And folks, I'm included in this too. I had to read about it to be reminded, because they compared it to the Clippers in that sale. His wife sold the Clippers.
Right.
Okay. The NBA did not force him to sell the Clippers. His wife sold the Clippers.
Correct.
So that's the big difference between the two. Why didn't the NBA force Sarver to sell the team? Because they can't.
Right.
They cannot do that.
Yep.
So that's a huge difference in it. And some folks, some media, basketball media, national writers reported, well, the NBA took a real milquetoast stance and they couldn't force him to sell the Suns. And then, because about what he said and his juvenile conduct, a lot of owners, if it had been put to a vote, 2/3 of the owners wouldn't. Ooh, I don't want my dirty laundry out like this. Ooh, no, we good out there. Robert, hey, man, you on your own, man. I'm sorry, but I don't want. No, you can keep your team, but somebody gonna buy it. They'll go ahead and put out a press release and make it sound like you feel bad, and then get their money on the other end.
Let me slide this in real quick. As a man of faith, and I quote, as a man of faith, I believe in atonement and the path to forgiveness. I expected that the commissioner's 1-year suspension would provide that time for me to focus and make amends and remove my personal controversy from the teams that I and so many fans love. But in our current unforgiving climate, it has become painfully clear that this is no longer possible. ... End quote.
Oh, it's a nice tugging press release.
Time out. Where was I'm a man of faith when you were throwing that N-word around?
And dropping your underwear.
And dropping your drawers in front of... You weren't a man of faith then?
Well,
I'm not casting the first stone. I'm chucking a whole bucket of rocks.
AJ, he became a man of faith in the last few months since the investigation.
Let me stop.
That's what it was.
Let me stop yelling because people swear I'm trying to be like Stephen A. Smith, and I'm not. Like you can have more than one black people not trying to be like other black people. You do know that, right?
I know that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm talking to the one or two that don't.
Of course. Yes.
This problem is taking care of itself, but God dog, man, in this culture, not unforgiving culture where rather than take responsibility, you come up with terms like cancel culture and unforgiving culture and wokeness.
Yeah.
And all these terms to simply avoid being responsible for what you say and what you do.
Yep. Accountability is only a one-way street for some folks, for too many folks. Did you say it? Yes. This is you, right? Yes. Do you want to say anything about it? Well, no. I mean, the frame of mind I was in at that time, I mean, I was in a dark place there. So I'm asking for your forgiveness now. But this is yesterday. You said this. Oh, well, today's a new day. So today I'm starting over and I'm going to do better. Okay. Right. Step aside. That's where we are. I mean, folks, there are too many people in society who will bend over backwards to defend the person they like, believe, whatever. But if someone you don't like does the exact same thing, off with his head. He's got to go. Hold up now. Your man did the exact same thing. And you're like, well, he said he was sorry. She said she was sorry. She didn't really mean it. She didn't. Well, you don't know her heart. You don't know what's in her heart. Well, you don't know this dude on this TV screen. Yeah, but I don't like him. So he got, okay. That's what we are. That's what it is. That's what this is.
All right, let's get down to the nits and the grits, man. This show has flown by, and who's going to buy this team, and what will they be getting when they buy this team?
That's a good question. I'm not sure who's going to buy the team. I hope it's an owner who understands that the Mercury are a part of it.
Right.
Okay. In the sense that they deserve to be treated with respect as part of your organization and purchase as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I hope that's first. And then as long as they got deep pockets and take care of the players, coaches, and does everything right, because the unforgiving culture, he was kind of cheap. So until last couple of years, he was pretty cheap for a lot of years of ownership of the Suns and the Mercury. So we shall see. Are you going to put in a bid, man?
No, bro. My guy David Grubb posted a message to see who would join with him to try to help buy the team, but I can't do it. I'm focused in a couple of other different directions right now. Do we get another minority owner in the NBA? Because what's crazy is, as much as people want to talk about the lack of diversity in the NFL, Major League Baseball, how many minority owners do we have in the NBA?
How many? Honestly, yeah. What, we got Mike, owner of the Kings. Who else? Who am I forgetting? Is that it?
I think that's it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong too, because that's off the top of my shiny old dome. So we'll see. It would be nice if Adam Silver, Commissioner Silver, strongly encourages,
But
minority ownership.
that becomes affirmative action, and we can't have
Oh,
that.
well, that's true. My fault. I'm sorry.
That's wokeness.
Yeah.
That's wokeness.
My bad.
Yeah. You know what's really dumb is when people use a word that they don't know how to use, and they
Yes.
just use it wrong the whole time.
And use it to death.
Just stop, please.
Yes.
I really think. Oh, okay. Willie Gibson says Jeff Bezos is a front runner per reports.
Okay.
Next. And I guess right behind him is Elon Musk, right?
Next, I hope.
That's what we need.
No to Elon Musk for sure.
I'm mad that I got to go find my Amazon account to watch the game tonight, and I feel bad about that. I feel bad about that because I wanted a network like Amazon or somebody to come and shake up the ABCs, the NBCs, the CBSs, and the Fox, and of course the mothership, and shake it up and just let people know that there are other ways that you can get your content out there. Willie Gibson is joining us. He's a part of Folks Talking Sports, broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio. Willie, you're on the lunch break with me and Kris Gardner. Wait, hold on a second. All right, go ahead, Willie.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, Brother Gibson.
How are you?
Doing great.
Good. What I do? When I run up on, just calling to say what up.
Oh no, you run up on us talking about Jeff Bezos being the front runner, according to a broadcast journalist up in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. That's the word on the street. Because he's trying to, he wants that. So we shall see.
How you feel about that, Willie?
I mean, it'd be interesting to see Michael Jordan have company. Who would that be? Robert Smith? Byron Allen? I don't know. Robert Smith is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The gentleman from Colorado, Denver.
Yep.
That would be an interesting move. But I heard Bezos threw his hat in the ring. He's trying to be that one. So.
Okay. All right. Willie and Kris, while I got you, I'm gonna change gears real quick. How come the head coach of University of Houston football can't get his cups right?
Brother Gibson started it. He started it. He was the first one to notice it.
Listen, man. First of all, quit putting my business out in the street like that. Number two, I don't know. I mean, I just that was just an observation on I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't they just sign a deal with Simply Coffee and Donuts or Donut Coffee out of?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, I just forgive my observant eyes.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, head coach Dana Holgorsen of the U of H Cougars decided to bring on two separate occasions a Starbucks cup to his press conference, and they have a coffee deal with Shipley's. And when the athletic director or someone in the media relations department was informed about it, they said it had been taken care of over a week ago. Next press conference, what cup did he have? Starbucks.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm used to what happens in Columbus. And like I told Kris Tuesday, Coach Day spoke and we had a clear podium. Nothing on the podium.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well,
for me to cast aspersions.
Well, let me tell you what to do. Get a T-shirt, hashtag We Different. Put a little Ohio. Don't infringe on nobody's copyright. Put a Ohio State something on it and send me two. I need two.
Yeah, I gotta get licensed. Again, case in point, We Different. You gotta go to you gotta get licensed to use that.
That's crazy.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but anyway, while I got y'all, so U of H had a whole lot of energy coming into this season after what Cincinnati did last year. U of H felt like they were Cincinnati and better. And unfortunately, they've got off to a little bumpy start. Is U of H's entry into the Big 12 now more questioned, or is it they're going to be fine? I'm talking on the football side now. On the football side. Kris, I know you're a basketball dude, but you're an alum. What you think?
Oh, man. Well, I didn't like the man they hired him to be head coach of the football team. So
yeah.
Will and I and Andy and James have talked on our show about this before the season started, about the unrealistic expectations that people were placing on this team. And we're like, somebody put him, I think, 8th in their preseason poll. And we're like, based on what? So we're not shocked at all about the struggles, the team being 1-2 right now. And Brother Gibson has predicted a Rice outright victory this Saturday over the Cougars. Correct, sir?
Absolutely.
And
I think you lost the room. And you guys are on the ground. But for me to hear a coach say, I need better players, what incentive is there for me as a player currently to go out there and put it on the line for him when you just flat out said I'm not good enough?
Yeah, he said that. Coach Overton said that Saturday in post-game press conference. He said, we need better players. Yep.
Yeah, what's interesting is Tom Herman, former head coach of University of Texas, got called out by his mentor, Urban Meyer, and the questions were simple. Do they have Texas on the front of their jersey? Yes. Then those are your guys.
Yes.
And these literally are his guys that he brought in.
Right.
He's been there, 4 years?
Yeah.
He's been there 4 years. Yep.
Those are his guys.
Yeah.
So if you need better players, what have you been doing?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. If I just look at body language, and I know that don't matter a whole lot, the head coach for Rice is a lot more hyped about this game and seems to feel pretty good about his chances than the body language and the head coach of U of H. So I'm going with Willie Gibson. I got Rice in the upset, and, man, I'm going over there in the third ward. I'm standing in front of the building and say, Rice football.
But would it be an upset, though?
I'm going to make it like it is. I'm going to make it.
The line says
like
it would, but
Rice knocked off Alabama. I'm sure going to do it. I bet you I will. And as our colleague Indy Kalu likes to call them, the War Owls. The War Owls.
Intellectual brutality is one of their slogans this year. Intellectual brutality. Right.
Bro, listen, we got to get ready to go. Willie, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, brother.
Appreciate it, brother, as always. Will Gibson 7 on Twitter. Will Gibson 7 on Instagram. Will Knows on Facebook. Tonight you can find me at First Energy Stadium, Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers, Thursday Night Football. And on Sunday, Folks Talking Sports, KG, the OG, Indiana, James Bueller, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And whenever my big brother answers the phone, let's come in, you can find me here. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. You take care. Be safe, Willie.
Let's see if I deleted it.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna stop, man. I'm gonna behave myself. I'm gonna behave myself. I want U of H to lose so bad right now, so I can just cut up, bro. I want to just cut up. The basketball team is gonna be fine in the Big 12.
No question. Right.
They will walk in and arguably be one of the 2 or 3 top teams in the conference. Kansas
and Baylor. Yeah.
Okay. So again, one of the top 2, top 3 teams in the conference. Yep. So, but football-wise, similar to Todd's point, you can't look at what another team is doing and think your team is going to be able to do that and better. If U of H does this, if they get to, watch this, to the conference championship, okay, and then from there makes it to the college football playoffs, you've done something. If you get dog walked, at least you've done something.
Right.
But the whole whataboutism or we think we're better than and all that, Doc, you still got to play the games. You still got to play the games.
And Will made a great point on the show Sunday. It looked like the football team has completely ignored this season.
Right.
The American Athletic Conference season. Like if talk about the Big 12. That's next year.
Mm-hmm. That's all they talk.
Y'all have just
Big 12 schedule, Big 12.
cratered. All this.
You're not in the Big 12. And by the way, you ain't playing like you're ready for the Big 12.
And they're not. I've said it before. They're probably would be lucky to be middle of the pack in the Big 12 for football.
Yeah.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah.
A comment from a viewer of our show, 66 H-Town. Talk to them, Will. Great insight from someone outside of H-Town. Don't hold back. We need to hear it.
That's what's up.
That was from our based on our Sunday show.
Yeah.
I know Kris isn't buying what Dana is pushing. Continue to speak truth to fact. Thanks, gentlemen. I sent Will that clip so he knows he's getting love from the viewers.
It's a great show. You guys have a great show, great dialogue, and y'all all very knowledgeable. Real quick, Amani Brooks got signed to a camp contract with Atlanta just a little bit ago. What are your thoughts about that?
Good for him. I think he was with the Hawks G League team 2 years ago. So he's got a contract. They hit and signed with, I think, Cleveland. So former Cougs they're still grinding, trying to make that NBA dream come true.
Bro, I tell you what, man, if he makes the squad, they're going to have a whole lot of shooters, man. They're going to have a whole lot of shooters. And guess what?
All he does, too.
That will help DeJounte Murray because he can shoot and he can do some things on the drive and on the pull-up. So, if there's going to be drama in Boston, why not somebody like Atlanta or Miami
or Detroit? Oh, excuse me about that. I'm sorry.
Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, King.
And I kid because I don't think Detroit's ready yet this year. So
keep that up and on, bro. Don't pull that out just yet. You're gonna hurt your stomach. Oh, before we go, you got to talk about the Aces and their WNBA championship.
Very, very happy for them. Asia Wilson, Sydney Colson from H-Town, Westside High School, HISD product. I saw her play like she was like in the 9th grade, so I feel old. Very happy for her. Becky Hammond, I guess you can coach. Oh, shocking there. So congratulations to them. You see what a team can do with an owner who believes in them and has deep pockets, willing to spend and invest in them.
Yeah.
So congrats to them. But I am Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Twitter, the HR Review, HoustonRoundballReview.com, Houston Roundball Review on Instagram and YouTube. I'm part of Folks Talking Sports with colleagues Willie Gibson and Yanez James Mueller, Sundays at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. Part of Let's Talk Houston Rockets. That'll be on this Saturday on my YouTube channel at high noon. My man A.D. Moore talks Texans, part of the Admax Corner. Also available on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Rockets Media Day, this Monday, the 26th, and the Cougs men's basketball practice. First practice, official practice, Tuesday, the 27th, and the Cougs women's basketball team, first practice will be Wednesday, the 28th. My time of year, baby. Oh, one more thing.
All right.
The Houston Roundball Review since 1994. Local name, global perspective.
Yeah, man. Listen, we got to get our SWAC preseason rankings when you get a chance. Got to get our MEAC preseason rankings. You know, I love the HBCUs.
You got the SWAC stuff, right? About the media stuff next week?
Shoot it to me.
I'll send it to you.
You already know.
All right.
Thanks, Kris. We'll talk to you
brother.
soon, man. It's a good brother. Y'all got to follow him. Y'all keep up with him. He's a good dude. He's got great work, as good as anybody else's. I got my Jackson State T-shirt on today because I got them over Valley Saturday at 1 o'clock. I got Grambling over Bethune. I've got UTSA over Texas Southern. I've got Prairie View over Alabama State. I've got FAMU over Alabama A&M, and I've got Alcorn over Pine Bluff. And don't forget, you got to get your picks in tonight, 6 p.m. Central for the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. If you've never played, if we've never laid eyes on you, you can still play. All you got to do is give me your picks by tonight, 6 p.m. Central, 7 o'clock East Coast, 5 in the Mountain, 4 o'clock on the West Coast. Give me all the winners. You don't have to use point differentials and all that kind of stuff. Just give me who you think's going to win from Thursday, all the games on Sunday, and then for the Monday night game, don't just give me who you think's going to win. Give me the exact final score of both individual teams, not the total, both individual teams, 27-14, 13-10. Whoever you think is going to win, I need the exact final scores for both teams. Text me, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Or email me, aj@jonesmediaandent.com, aj@jonesmediaandent.com. You'll get a got 'em back from one of our interns. That means you're in. You got a chance to win $50 cash. We'll cash app you. We'll Zelle it to you. However you can get it, we'll send it to you. And again, if you're in the top 6 at the end of the year, you'll compete for $500 cash. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Got a special guest joining me tomorrow. Check it out on Freestyle Friday. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, or Friday Eve, September 22nd, 2022. Number 1, after a 3-year investigation, New York Attorney General Letitia James announced the filing of a civil lawsuit against former President Donald Trump, 3 of his adult children, and the Trump Organization for large-scale business fraud. As a civil suit, this will not involve any prison time, but it is a move that could put the Trump business empire in serious peril. The lawsuit seeks $250 million in penalties and seeks to bar Donald Trump, his children Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and Ivanka Trump from serving as an executive at any company in the state of New York. Number 2, the White House released state-by-state data on how the Biden-Harris administration's plan for student debt relief will benefit borrowers in all 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Last month, President Biden announced his plan to give working and middle-class Americans more breathing room by providing up to $20,000 in debt relief to Pell Grant recipients and up to $10,000 to other borrowers. The Biden-Harris administration expects that over 40 million borrowers are eligible for its student debt relief plan, and nearly 20 million borrowers could see their entire remaining balance discharged. Number 3, Canada will likely drop the vaccine requirement for people who enter that country by the end of September. Canada, like the United States, requires foreign nationals to be vaccinated when entering the country. It is not immediately known whether the U.S. will make a similar move by September 30th. Unvaccinated travelers who are allowed to enter Canada are currently subject to mandatory arrival tests and a 14-day quarantine. Number 4, Washington W. King will be the first African American to be honored by Stone Mountain Park in Stone Mountain, Georgia, for his handcrafted iconic landmark. Mr. King, who was the son of a freed slave, built the wooden bridge by hand in Athens, Georgia in 1891. The Stone Mountain Memorial Association later bought the bridge, preserved it at the park, and held a rededication ceremony September 16th at Stone Mountain Park, Georgia's most visited tourism destination. Number 5, a Kentucky man told a parole panel Tuesday that he heard voices 25 years ago telling him to shoot students at a high school in western Kentucky, and he said he still hears those voices today. Michael Carneal was 14 when he killed 3 Heath High School students and injured 5 others in the December 1997 shooting near Paducah, Kentucky. The state board will meet September 26 to determine whether to grant Carneal's parole request, defer it to a later date, or require that he must spend the rest of his life in prison. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. A great communicator speaks not only to minds, but to the hearts of the audience. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.